Hello and welcome. Today we will discuss the Hindu newspaper of 3rd March 2023. Our first news is about judgment by Constitutional Bench of Supreme Court on appointment of election commissioners. Now the election commissioners will be appointed by President on advice of a panel. This is very important. There is very high probability of question being asked on this in prelims as well as mains in 2023. This panel will constitute Prime Minister of India, Leader of Opposition, and if leader of Opposition is not available, then leader in the single largest party of opposition and the Chief Justice of India. Court also observed about independence, neutrality and honesty of election commissioner, which is utmost important when it comes to the role of election commission in ensuring the democracy in India. This is a very important VIP concept, and there will definitely be a question on this because this is one of the landmark judgment in recent times. Our next news is also about election commissioner or election commission. So Supreme Court observed that election commissioners having tenure below 6 years is clear-cut breach of law. So there can be question in prelims about the tenure of election commissioners. Third news is about World Wildlife Day. Today, the 3rd March is being celebrated as World Wildlife Day because 50 years ago, the organization called as CITES was established, and the birthday of this CITES organization is celebrated every year as World Wildlife Day. And as this organization is completing 50 years this year, so there can be question on CITES. Therefore, go and read what is CITES. CITES is very important organization, and there have been questions on CITES earlier also many a times. And this year the CITES have partnership with 5 partners to celebrate this World Wildlife Day. So these partners are highlighted here. You can go and read about these 5 partners. So there can be question on these 5 partners also. And theme for this year's World Wildlife Day is Partnership for Wildlife Conservation. Our next news is about India and Italy. Recently, India and Italy have elevated their bilateral relationships to the level of strategic partnership. And they have also signed a memorandum of understanding on defense cooperation. And also Italy is joining the Indo-Pacific Ocean Initiative. So what is Indo-Pacific Ocean Initiative? It is one of the initiative by Indian government of India का initiative है to ensure security and growth for all in the Indo-Pacific region. It is open for all, anybody can join it. Also understand the meaning of strategic relationship. So what is strategic partnership? In this partnership, the partners help each other mitigate their threats. But this does not amount to alliance, in which partners are bound by treaty to help each other in case of threat or invasion by any country. Fourth news is about India-China. Discussions about border dispute, especially line of actual control. So there can be MCQ on line of actual control or other India-China border disputes because this is happening after 3 years. The next news is about, there is one article about India's stand on Ukraine war. Now what is happening? India is not able to take a clear-cut stand on Ukraine war because India doesn't want to hurt United States as well as Russia. India needs Russia to counter the China. Also, India needs Russia for energy security, as India can procure discounted rate crude oil from Russia. And also to maintain, also the Russia have been India's good friend since past. Therefore, it has become difficult for India to manage this balance. So this article talks about the dilemma of India of protecting national interest versus taking moral stand on invasion of Ukraine by Russia. So there can be question in ethics about international morality, about morality versus national interest. I think question on this line have already been asked in UPSC previously in ethics GS4. So author also suggests one solution to it, and the author has quoted statement of Jawaharlal Nehru, and it goes like, it doesn't help calling names and condemning any power. Instead, India should stick to its pragmatic neutrality rooted in realism and continue to push for practical solution to Ukrainian crisis. So this statement was given by Jawaharlal Nehru when Soviet Union had intervened Hungary. Sixth news is about Telangana government moving to SC as governor delayed not to some legislative bills. So go and read powers of governor with respect to assent of bills. There can be question in prelims. Then also there was an article about human capital in South Asia. All the South Asian countries have a huge amount of human capital. So this article talks that to get out of the various crises which South Asia has faced recently, such as pandemic, economic slumps, extreme weather conditions, etc., human capital can make South Asian region more resilient. But as of now, this human capital is underutilized asset. So to utilize it we need to educate them, we need to skill them. So this article also gives some statistics which you can use in essay. It says that with nearly half of the population is under the age of 24 and over 1 million young people are set to enter labor force every month in 2030, and this region could reap a high demographic dividend provided that this population is educated and skilled well. Otherwise this demographic dividend can turn into demographic disaster. So this article also highlights that South Asian governments usually spend 1% of GDP on health, 2% on education, whereas the global average is about 5.9% on health and 3.7% on education. Even simple and low-cost educational programs can lead to sizable gains in skill. There are some recent studies which show that even low-cost educational programs can help to build demographic dividend, and they have given some examples here. For example, in Bangladesh, attending a year of additional preschool through 2-hour sessions significantly improved literacy, numeracy, and social development scores. Also, they have given one example from Tamil Nadu. You can give this example in essay related to demographic dividend or essay related to human resources.